It's K97.5, real hip hop and R&B. Your girl royalty, Big T, not the little one. And we got a big special guest in the building, Apollo Liberace. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am happy that you are here. First of all, let's talk about the swag real quick, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Because you came through styling.
I'm just trying to be like you. You know, I woke up. Put clothes on, put my pants on. It just happened to turn out like this.
Okay, but I'm feeling it, man. You came through. I'm trying to tell you. Now, for those who are just getting to know you, how would you describe yourself to someone else?
It's hard to do because I just always try to be myself. But when it comes to music, I call my sound I just call it futuristic R&B, futuristic funk. Ooh. You know, just being myself, Apollo Liberace. But out of this world. Check me out. You gotta experience it to believe it, to feel it.
I love that. Out of this world. And you've lived in so many different places. I mean, Maryland, Texas. You've been in South Korea. We were talking about you being in LA. How would you say just living globally has basically influenced your sound?
For sure. I think it's influenced my sound and style. I went to high school in South Korea. I lived there for almost 3 years. In elementary school, I lived in Japan for 2 years. My mom was in the Air Force. So just moving around all of these different places, I took a lot from a lot of those things. And I think it influenced how I dress and my music. And that's probably why I am who I am. You know, people try to put people in a box or a genre all the time, but you know, I'm just Apollo.
I like that. I'm just Apollo, period. And that says a lot within itself.
Let's go, you know.
Now, I do want to know, how did you first get interested in music to the point where you're like, hey, I want to pursue this professionally?
I started in a church singing in a choir, and you know, my sister was a singer. She traveled all over the country singing. She had spiritual albums. She had a record deal doing spiritual music and going and traveling and doing shows. And I was with her, and I'm like, oh man, like I used to always perform with her. I was on her albums doing little background vocals and little parts. But it's always, I knew since then it's probably what I wanted to do, and I just started doing it every day. Writing in the notepad or whatever I could do. I recorded my first song at 10 years old. And, wow. You know, it's a blessing to be here with you and just be sitting here still doing it, to be honest.
And thank you for being here. Also, I love singers and just artists, because I don't want to box you in just by saying singers, but I love artists that grow up in the church, because I feel like there's like this different level of just like soul or passion, you know, that they put in the music. For sure. I think a lot of artists, at least black ones, they definitely start in the church, which is it's always, you know, got that soul in you, you know. And that's some of the legends. You look at John Legend, I believe Jennifer Hudson, like they all started in the church. It just makes sense.
Facts, legends.
Now, you was in a group at one point. You were in Minus Gravity. What made you want to go solo?
You know, we were a group at 15 years they were my friends from middle school, high school. So we just grew up together, and then we moved to LA, and we signed a deal together to Capitol Records. And you know, people you grow up and different things happen, and you just, you know, you grow apart. So it really it naturally happened, and I really didn't want it to happen, but you know, I got to keep going regardless. You know. This is what I knew I was going to do since I was a kid before the group. So, you know, I'm going to continue to do it, hopefully for a long time.
Would you say that being a solo artist allows you to be more authentically yourself, though?
Yeah, for sure. There's really no pressure. If I got to get up and get the work done, it's all on me. I'm not looking at nobody else. I like, if it fails, it's all on me. I'd rather have the pressure. I'd rather have a ball in my hands with 2 seconds on a shot clock. You know, I'd rather that pressure on me. I like the pressure. It's a blessing to have pressure, to be honest, because you know that's a gift in itself. To even be able to feel that pressure, to be able to be in positions to, you know, to grow something or make something great. You know, and I like that. I like that feeling.
Okay, piggybacking off of that, you know, your sound, it blends funk, hip-hop, R&B. You know, we already talked, it's like futuristic R&B. But when you're creating music, how do you hit the point where you're like, okay, this sounds authentically me?
It's just not really thinking about it. I think that's the journey of becoming an artist. That's like the first part. I don't think people really take the time to do that anymore. The first part is a long journey, even finding your sound. It takes time to get in a studio and to hear yourself in your head. No matter what production is played, at first you it's like painting or anything else. You emulate what other artists you see when you're drawing, and then that turns into your own style. So it takes a while to find yourself. So it's just that's the first part of the journey.
Okay, well, one of my favorite questions, because you kind of hit on it. I love asking artists this question. When you're in the studio, what does a studio session look like with Apollo?
Amazing. Shout out to 1500 or Nothing, my brother Rance, one of my partners. He's known me since I was 12 years old, but being in the studio, we just did my album, and it's just like it's like the Avengers. I'm around the greatest musicians on the planet to me. They're Beyonce's band whenever she goes on tour. Jay-Z's band. Anybody that does it at a high level, they're the band for them, and they all play music, and they're some of the best producers in the world. Grammy Award winning. They produce for Jay-Z, of course, Beyonce, Rihanna. The list goes on. So just being in the studio with them, it's like being with the Avengers. I like being around people that I feel like are way more talented than I am. So I like to keep people around that I feel is better than me, so I could be better.
I love that. Like, how they say, if you the best person in your circle, then you in the wrong circle.
Exactly. Facts.
Does that intimidate you at all, just knowing that they've worked with such big artists, and it's like, dang, they here now helping me get my music out?
For sure. It's always like that that pressure and that feeling. But again, I like it, and I feel like that's how you rise to the occasion. I wouldn't want it any other way. And then they give me that encouragement, like, man, this is some of the best music we didn't create it or we cooked, and that puts a battery in my back, and just feeding off the energy of the room. Yeah,
that's what's up. That is what's up. You did slip in there. You got this album that you are, or what can you tell us about it?
The album is called Absolute Cinema. So 10 out of 10. It's a movie. It's coming soon. Produced by Rance, 1500 or Nothing. I got a new single dropping soon, so I'll be back here for sure. Please. It's called Body Count, featuring Jeremiah. Summer song. It's gonna have a summer on fire. So I'm gonna definitely drop that off with y'all for sure.
Okay. And what inspired the album?
Just music, real music. I feel like we at a point where I think people want real music. Shout out to my dog Leon Thomas.
Please.
That's my dog. He's killing it right now, and just it's real music for sure.
So outside of Jeremiah, and it's okay if you can't say it. It's okay if you can't say it. Is there any other collaborations that we gonna be shocked to hear? Like, oh snap!
Right? Jeremiah. I do got a record with Drum, Big Baby Drum. That's fire. He pulled up to the studio. And there's some more stuff coming. There's some more stuff. There's some more stuff in the works.
Okay, we'll keep that part on the hush. Who is somebody that you haven't collaborated with yet, but you like this on my list of people we gotta make a track?
Yeah, regardless of whatever the airwaves are, I always want to work with Kanye, because I feel like he's one of the best to ever do it. Production wise, and just the music he creates, the collaborations he's able to do, bring people together. I feel like he's like a maestro. Like he's conducting. Yeah, he's one of the best to do it. Of course, Wayne. I performed on a few shows with Wayne, which was amazing. But I definitely would want a record with him. Yeah, for sure. Those two are at the top of my list. Pharrell. Those are the top three, I would say.
I can see that.
Yeah, those top three.
Y'all will have some, okay?
You know what I'm saying? It'll happen. I'm putting it in the airwaves.
Go ahead, okay? You gotta speak it. That's how it starts. You gotta speak it out first.
It's gonna happen for sure.
And when I see that Pharrell collab, I want you to remember you said it here first.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why I'm here though. We talked about being around people that's better. That's why I'm here with you.
Okay, period. Look, okay, switching gears a little bit. You did talk about performing, and I overheard you. I was being a little nosy. I'm a little nosy. But I heard you say something about you performing in Japan soon.
Yeah, I'm about to go on a little run in Japan. Shout out with my brother Tyler Yahweh. He's doing a tour. Shout out my bro Tyler. He's on a record I just released called FMR. It's like probably my best friend. We talk every day. So he's like, bro, you want to do this Japan tour with me? I'm like, yeah, bro, let's go. Let's get it. So I'll be there. I think that starts in about a week. So I'm excited for that for sure. Go back to Japan, Tokyo, all over Japan. So that'll be cool.
Oh, you booked and busy.
Trying to stay active.
I love about that is that some artists, you know, they get to reach the national wave, but you're reaching a global wave. How are you able to connect with fans in somewhere that's like Japan? Because I can imagine it's totally different than connecting here in the States.
For sure. I think they appreciate the culture more because they're not just around it every day and they don't get to see it every day. So when I'm in different places, I did a show in Spain that was just insane. And like when you do shows in these other places, I feel like they're appreciating it. In Spain, they couldn't even speak English, but you know, they're trying to do things or say certain words to the best of their ability. So it's just fun. It's just energy and it's just great. So I'm excited to go over there for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, music is music. It translates. If it's good music, it's going to translate regardless.
Facts.
All right, so wrapping things up a little bit. What would you say so far? Because we know there is so much more to come. We got this album that's super excited for. We know this tour that you're going on. What has been the highlight of your career so far? Or highlight?
The highlight of my career, it's been a few. I feel like I lived a bunch of lives. I signed a deal when I was 16. I was in Korea and I signed a Def Jam South Korea, and I was doing shows all over Asia. So that was mind blowing as a kid. So I would say that. And then when I signed again to Capitol and shit, right now, you know, I'm here working with you, just putting out new music. It feels exciting. I feel like this is the best music I've made. So yeah, just to still be doing it is honestly the highlight, I would say.
No, that is exciting. I kind of forgot to get into this question, but where did the name come from? Apollo Liberace. Where did you get that from?
Apollo Liberace. You know, you got Apollo. He's the sun god, the god of the Greek god of music, and you know the Apollo 13, outer space. So there's that side, and then it's Liberace is you know, the flashy side of me on stage. You know, Apollo's kind of spaced outside, and then Liberace is, you know, that's the flashiness. You know, from Liberace to one of the greatest performers that lived in pianist. So flashy style, clothing, party side, you know, that's the Liberace side. And then you got Apollo, which is, you know, I stay, sometimes I'm in my head spaced out, thinking too much. So that's that side of me. So it's kind of embodies who I am as a person.
Oh, that's what's up. I love that. It was some thought into it. I love it.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, before I let you go, please let them know, what do we need to be on the lookout for next?
Apollo Liberace, Apollo Liberace. Remember the name. You will see me again. Be on the lookout for FMR is out right now. Single featuring Tyler Yahweh, and Body Count coming soon featuring Jeremiah. Just look me up, man. I'm here. You're gonna see me again. Hopefully you're a fan. Hit me up on the gram. I'll hit you back. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being here. Listen, you heard it here first. That's Apollo Liberace. It's K975.